The way I see it, I am a black woman. I was born black. I will die black. And being black American, that's a huge part of who I am. And my culture largely shaped who I am, especially being Gullah Geechee, being raised up by who I am. From the food to the dialect, especially, and just kind of the way that we move and love on each other. And I'm so proud of who I am, especially to learn the history of my people. That most of the enslaved Africans who came through the U.S. came through the port in Charleston, and the Gullah Geechee people were able to hold on to certain parts of West African culture, and we see that today. Even having lived in Ghana for a couple years, I see the similarities in the foods that we eat, the way we celebrate life and death, all of that stuff. And I'm always excited and happy to share that part of my culture and myself with the people who engage with my content or or find themselves as a member of my community. And I'm always just like kind of on a mission to educate people, because the world is so much bigger than the corner that we were born and raised in. And I think it's especially important that we reach out to each other as people and just kind of learn the different things that we have to offer each other. I think that obviously the most important thing that people should know about Juneteenth is the fact that it's not just a Black Independence Day. It's a celebration, but also a reminder of the fact that even though legally our people had been made free, you know, quite some time, there were still those who did not realize that they were free legally. We're still being treated and moving and living as if they were still enslaved. And I think, it's important that we celebrate those, our ancestors, of course, but also to remember that today we're really living much of the same life. Like, yes, on paper, technically, legally, we are a free people, but the work is not done. I don't think it ever will be, as long as we exist in the world as it is. So, even though it's easy to be comfortable and to be grateful for life the way it is, we have to remember that there's a lot of fine print that we don't necessarily pay attention to. We should keep that in mind in everything that we do, and we should be always intentionally moving in a way that will honor those ancestors. I think some of the conversations that should be happening around Juneteenth include those, or should include those, that are not Black Americans, including, people who are West Indian or African or even, non-Black people, because even though we tend to find ourselves in a position of having to fight long, hard, and alone for ourselves,